Karen, you don't just represent sellers, you also represent buyers. Tell us about that.
I do, and I get asked that all the time because I talk so much about getting a home ready and staging it and painting it and getting it updated and decluttered. But I love working with buyers. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's like going shopping and not having to pay for it.
And you get to find people their dream homes.
I do. And it is very warming to the heart.
And if somebody is considering buying a new home, there are a few things that they really need to know. What are they?
I would say the first two things would be you need to get pre-approved. You don't need to be looking at something that you can't afford, and you might be cutting yourself short in not getting the dream home that you could have gotten. So it's really, really important that we narrow that down to exactly where that price point is. And the second thing I'm going to say, to save time and arguments about I love this house and you don't, is sit down with your spouse, your significant other, and write down 5 points that you want, 5 points that they want, your must-haves. Then get together, and even if have the children write some down, get them involved. Let them write down what they want. They want a playground in the backyard. They want a pool. Sometimes you got to bring them down.
Right.
But write down what they want to. And then sit down as a family and make a list of your 5 most wants in a home. And that way you can give me those and I can start looking for those houses. And it'll make it a lot easier, less stressful, and less arguing.
Yeah, she's always got the best advice, doesn't she?
I've been there.
Each week, we love to give you secrets for selling your home. It's called the Handbook for Selling Your Home. And Karen, what are this week's tips?
The very biggest mistake people make when they're saying, okay, honey, I want to sell the home. I want to move. I want to downsize or I want to upscale, is that they walk around their house and they make a list of everything that they think needs to be done. And don't do that. Call a real estate agent. Call one you trust. Call me. Someone that's been in the business a long time and does sell a lot of homes. There are agents that specialize in that and there's agents that don't. I specialize in selling homes. I work with buyers as well, but the first thing you do, bring me in. Let me come into your house. I just went to a listing appointment just last week, and the first thing they showed me was their beautiful brand new shag carpet.
Uh-oh.
And it was brand new. Whoever buys this house is going to rip that up and put hardwood in. And that is a mistake of someone who didn't bring an agent in. I could have saved them a lot of money.
So before you do anything, contact an agent.
Contact an agent. We know where you're going to get the biggest bang for the buck and what you do in your home. Lighting, big bang for the buck. Different things like that. That's really inexpensive to do. A can of paint, it's inexpensive to do. It may be a hassle, but it's an inexpensive way of getting your home to compete with today's new construction.
All right, you got to call the best. Karen, I love your tips each week. They're called the Handbook for Buying Your Home. What are this week's tips?
Well, there's a saying in the real estate market. Now, don't take offense. It's that buyers are liars. And I'll tell you why. Because remember last week when I told you to make that list of the 5 things that you wanted and the list of the 5 things that your spouse or significant other wanted? Chances are, once we get out there and we start looking, you'll probably buy a house that don't have anything on that because you're going to fall in love with the feeling of the home. You've got to have an open mind. You really do. Because I have worked with a couple before who wanted an old house. They wanted in Highlands. The man got so excited when he saw a boiler in the basement, and they ended up buying a brand new construction.
Yep. So buyers are liars.
Buyers are liars.
You don't know what you want until you see it.
Until you see it. So I got to get you in the car. I need to get you in the car with your list, and then we drive around. And keep an open mind when you walk into that house. You may walk into a house that's very heavily decorated. Think about the functionality of the home. The layout of the home. Does it work for your family? Those kind of things is the type of thing that you could lose a home that you really, really would have loved because you couldn't look past the wallpaper. Wallpaper, $300, going to take it off the wall.
Yeah.
Don't not buy a house because of wallpaper. Don't not buy a house because your dining room table doesn't fit. Don't buy a house around your furniture. Chances are you're going to buy new furniture anyway. So an open mind in the buying experience and an experienced agent like myself can help you through that. We'll make it a lot easier for you. I will notice things. I will see you light up when you walk into a house. So it's a different experience when you've got someone that does it all the time and is a full-time agent.
She's got all the secrets.
So keep an open mind.
Karen has the coolest thing. It's called the Handbook for Selling Your Home. Give us some of the secrets.
Well, the handbook's really up here in my head. But there's different things you need to do. And a lot of people do too much, and some people just don't do anything at all. But there's a happy medium there.
Okay.
And just a couple little things that can really make a huge difference. I just listed a home about a week ago, and the lighting was really dated. And lighting, the difference that it can do. We spent $3,600 on a ranch that is probably about 4,000 square feet. Unbelievable, the difference. Just a little thing like that. When you get a realtor, someone with our knowledge to come in and I can show you what you need to buy, it's a great thing. And it's not near as expensive.
Right.
You know, you don't have to go to the most expensive store in town and get your lights. There are ways to get them a little cheaper, and I can help you with that. I'm a jack of all trades. I can do them all. So call me. I would love to help you get your home ready. Paint.
Oh, gosh.
Paint. The people always think that that's such a big thing because you got to cover stuff. But what it can do to the value of your home as far as making somebody want your home more than the one down the street, because you're competing with new construction right now. New construction is a boom. So if your house can look like that, because they're going to get a lot more bells and whistles by buying a home that is already built than buying a new one. And if it looks like new construction when they walk in the door, they're going to buy your house. And I can help you with all of that, your paint colors, your lighting. So just give me a call. I'll come out. It's free. It's free. Just let me come out. Let me talk to you about getting your home ready to put on the market.
She knows. You better give her a call today. If you're thinking about buying your home, you need Karen Kraft's Handbook for Buying Your Home. It's all in her head, but she's going to share some tips with you.
But if you call me, I'll give you all of it. When you start your home process, location is a huge thing. You need to mirror your lifestyle. What kind of surroundings do you want? Do you want to live in the country? Do you want a neighbor right next door? Are you a social person? Where do your kids go to school? How far away do you want to be from work? Do you like driving an hour so you can get away from the family? Or do you like getting home as quickly as you can? All those things make a difference when you're looking for a house. And it makes my job a little easier if you can figure all of those out. Sit down. It's a little process. You make a big list. Remember I told you to make your 5 wants? Well, you also need to make your 5 locations and areas and what you need as far as that goes. Let me know. That way I can narrow that down. We have search engines now that we can actually do pies, shapes. We can really get that detailed as far as where you're looking for. And if you have an agent like me that's been born and raised here in Louisville, I know the areas. I was a South End girl. I now live in the East End. I've lived in Middletown. I've lived in Okolona. I've lived in Pleasure Ridge. I lived in Valley Station. I know this town. So I'm going to know all the areas. And that's a really important thing as well. So, and I do all price points. That's another big thing. Just because you see these big homes on here, I love working with first-time home buyers. What a wonderful experience. They are my clients of the future.
Yeah.
So that's really important that I do a really good job for you because I want you to call me for the next 5-10 years till I retire. So think about your location and where you want to be. It's a very important prospect as far as buying a house.
Karen Kraft has all your secrets. When you hire Karen Kraft as your real estate agent, you're going to get her wealth of knowledge. She likes to call it the Handbook for Selling Your Home.
That's right, it's all up here. The one area that people always seem to forget about is their exterior. What's the first thing people see when they drive through the neighborhood?
Your landscaping.
The exterior of the home. And if you walk up to your front door and it doesn't look well maintained, it's going to make them really take a deep look at the interior of your home because they're thinking you're not taking care of it. They think you can't afford to take care of it. They think there's maintenance issues. There's a whole snowball that rolls downhill. So make sure that when you get ready to list your home, bring someone like me in. I'm going to give you a list of everything. And if you've been watching the shows, we've already given you quite a few. So think about that. Walk outside your home. Is your driveway dark brown? When you pressure wash it and put a nice coating on it, don't you think that's going to look really good to a new buyer that's going to drive past? Are your bushes overgrown? Do you need to get rid of some of them? Less is more. Let your house be seen. Cut down some trees. There is a lot of things you can do. Get all the cobwebs off of your gutters. If your gutters are stained, let's bleach them. Let's pressure wash them. Let's pressure wash the outside of your house. Let's get your deck looking right. All of that gets more value for you for your home because it's going to make someone buy your home over the house down the street that didn't get it ready. And if you got someone like me, I'm going to make sure you do it because it's just going to make my job that much more difficult. And you're going to get frustrated because they're buying the house down the street that did what I told them to do. So go ahead and call me. Let me come over and help you. I know it's a lot of work, but it's really worth it.
Karen has all the tips. If you're a buyer, listen up. You need to keep a really, really big open mind. Some things you may not have thought about.
People walk into a house sometimes and they don't get past the front door because they saw a red wall. Don't let that stop you from walking through that house. Decor can be changed. Think about the things you can't change. The yard, the layout, where the staircase is. Is it accessible to handicap? Is it a walkout and you want to walk out and it's not a walkout? Do you want a first floor primary suite? Those are the things you can't change. Sometimes you can add a primary suite, but that's going to cost quite a bit of money. So that's probably not going to happen. But keep an open mind. There are things you can change. You might love that layout. You might love that yard, but you can't stand the wallpaper and the paint.
And even the flooring.
And even if it's not an open floor plan, sometimes you can make it an open floor plan. And the flooring. Flooring's a biggie. And a lot of times on my listings, I'll tell them, don't replace that carpet. We'll give you a flooring allowance because they don't want to put the hardwood in. But whoever buys the house is probably going to take the carpet out and put hardwood in. And that's an experienced agent. That's why you need to work with someone like me that's experienced, that tells you what you need to do and where you're going to get the most for your money in getting your home wanted by the person that walks through the door. They got to want it, and you got to make them want it. And I am good at doing that. So just give me a call, and I'll come out and tell you these tips for free, and hopefully you'll list your home with me. So just give me a call.
She's the best in the business. If you're thinking of selling your home, you need what's inside her head. They are all the tips and secrets you really need to think about.
My little handbook. One of the big tips I'm going to give you this week is that when I come to list your home, it's important to get your paperwork together. I need a recent appraisal if you have it. That way I can verify your square footage. Also, all your warranties, anything that you've updated on your home, your appliances, any plumbing work you might have had done, termite you might have had done, your roof warranties, all of that needs to be in a booklet for me because I need that knowledge. I need to be able to tell people that you've maintained your home. Look at all the stuff they've done to it. And it really helps in the process. And also, I really want to drive home the fact that I work with all price points. I know you see a lot of these big homes in these $1 million homes that I deal with, but I work with all price points all over the city. I've got a house I'm getting ready to list out in Park Ridge that's out in the South End. We sell everywhere. So you're watching this show, call me. I would love to come out and talk to you. If you're 150, if you're 2 million.
That's right.
I give $1 million service to all price points. That's my motto. It's on my business card. It's what I do. And if you want to be treated like $1 million service, I'm your girl. The other thing that's really important is be ready to move. This market is so fast paced that when I sell your home and when I list your home, it's going to sell quick. And it freaks people out because they're like, I can't move in 4 weeks. When you're thinking about listing your home, start packing. Start decluttering. When you declutter, pack it. Be ready because they're going to want to close. And you could lose a sale over timelines that this person needs. So be ready. Now, are there people that want to list their home and I can maneuver that? Yes, I've got one right now. They don't want to move till June. I'm listing their home, but they're driving that. They're the ones driving that, and they're willing to do that. But there are people out there who want to sell their home fast. You've got to be ready to meet that timeline in 30 to 45 days. So remember, be ready to move. That's a really big, big, big important thing.